Views from the Bleachers Podcast. Pat the Designer, CEO Haize back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. Oddly enough, I feel we're talking about the same thing now. Haize putting the glasses on. It's good, my boy. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. You know, it's just like us to get momentum with starting a new show and then be like, all right, we're going to stop for a second. Like, because we are both so busy with everything else that we do, bro. It's like, it sucks, but hey,
it's a lot of shows going on, man. I think I got, I have 4 or 5. I can't even think of all the shows that I do. Oh, 5 now with Designer Lounge. You've got, I thought I saw something fly by.
Bull Central, Bear Central, Sky Central's popping now. NBA Central. We got this. We got Locked On Bulls. I do stuff over on Bleacher Report. Like,
you got breaks.
You got the breaks. Players Choice. Like, bro, I didn't like when you start just naming all this shit. It's like, god damn,
a lot of shows, bro. Yeah. We do a lot of work, man. Hardest working people in the industry. But we've been dying to do an episode of Views. We literally go into every Locked On saying, bro, we got to knock out views, but we be tired, man. So we're going to start doing it in the middle of the day so that we can finally start getting episodes back out to you guys consistently. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us, man. Let's jump in, man. We got some well, any announcements, anything you got coming up? Might as well start the show off with announcements. Anything we got happening? We had the 30K party was lit.
Yeah, I hate that I wasn't able to be there, man. I would have been. I'll be there for 50K though. I'll be there for the 50K.
Oh yeah, it's coming soon. 30K party was lit. I don't think we have anything new coming up on the breeze. Make sure to stay tapped in with Chicago Bears podcast. We got some new segments that we're unveiling over there and gonna have some dope guests coming up soon. So tap in with us over there as well. Let's jump into it, my guy. Bronny James, the interesting name, because Bronny James entered the draft. And I think all of us kind of thought he was entering it to gauge interest, right? Like it was like, hey, man, like maybe he's trying to see, okay, where am I getting drafted? I'm going to go back to college. I'm going to make this work for me. And then I'll improve on my game, come back in the next year. It does not sound like Bronny James is expecting to leave the draft. It sounds like, in fact, Bronny James believes that he is going to get drafted probably late first round, and it could be to the Lakers. Bronny James not leaving the draft. Does this shock you, Haize?
It did at first, but then shortly after that, it came out that the Lakers are not against drafting Bronny James. I said, okay, bet it's the picture paints itself there, brother. Like he's probably going to be drafted by the Lakers. They're going to use that to keep LeBron. He's going to play a season or so with his dad. And he's going to be out the league 3 years later. No, I hope not. All right, listen, Bronny James does have some upside as a positional defender. I do think that Bronny could turn into, with the right development, he can turn into a solid defender at that point guard position. I don't know offensively what he's going to be, but, you know, he really should be going back to college. But, hey.
I mean, listen, you're talking about a young man right now who is 6'4". He's 19 years old. So, I mean, of age, 6'4", 210 pounds, which I guess he's got some weight on him for a point guard, right? He's not super undersized. He's a solid build. I just don't think we saw enough game from him. And the expectation that he's just going to be able to come in and at a minimum, right, as a point guard, pass like his dad. You know what I mean? Like, can you, what talent? Now, it doesn't even have to be at the peak, but what talent are you going to take from your dad? You didn't get the height. You didn't get the peak physique, right? You didn't get, he's got the athleticism maybe, but nowhere near what LeBron is. But dog, like the one thing that I would think you could take from it is, okay, can he facilitate like how his dad did? If he could facilitate like how his dad did, he's got a 20+ year NBA career ahead of him. I'm sorry. Like you point guards, especially guys who can pass the ball well, have an IQ, they last in the NBA a long time.
Yeah.
But he's got no offensive game to me. I not really a shooter, at least didn't showcase that in college. Of course, he could shoot in high school and AAU and stuff like that, but didn't really showcase much shooting ability in college in his limited time there. I don't think he's a physical, so much of a physical specimen that he's dominating going to the hole. I don't know outside of facilitating, which I have a question mark on that as well, what Bronny James brings to a professional basketball team. Not that he can't develop these skills, but I don't think the NBA is the place to do that.
And the thing that I like it was a couple of weeks ago that we heard that, that LeBron wasn't necessarily as focused on playing with the Sun anymore, and that Bronny was going to prioritize really trying to hope that he was going to go to a team that had a focus on development. And all that's gone away now again. Like, I think that the best thing, and not to say that the Lakers can't, the Lakers could definitely. I mean, you seen players like Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso, they came up through, that team and worked themselves up. Maybe they're looking at Bronny James do that. But to me, if you're drafting him because he's LeBron's son on the same team that LeBron is, on top of at the end of the first round, you're kind of expecting him to play. And I just don't know if he has anything that I can see keeping him on an NBA court to start off his career.
Here's my thing, right? Is LeBron looking to play with his son, or is he just looking to be on the court with his son? Yeah. That's my real question. If LeBron James is looking to play with his son, he's not ready to play. He's not ready to be an NBA player. He's not ready to and it doesn't mean, and again, this is not a slight. This does not mean that he'll never get to that point. But for him to stay in this draft right now, I mean, if the Lakers take him, let's be real, it's a courtesy pick.
That's fact.
It's a keep LeBron pick. It is. Bronny James is not a first round pick. Bronny James may not be a second round pick. Like I'm being 100%. I don't know if Bronny James is good enough to be on par with some of the second round picks that we've seen come out and go into the G League.
I agree with that. Right now, Bronny is just it's so raw. And I could easily see Bronny not being in the league, as I can't see him end up being a bench point guard that can run and can pass in transition and defend a little bit. But the upside, I don't see any upside from Bronny to where it's like he's the type of player to where you in the first round, come on, man. What are we talking about here,
I mean, bro? I guess maybe here's the thing, because right now how it's looking, the Lakers' first round pick would be the 17th overall pick. So you're saying Bronny James would be the 17th overall pick. I just don't see it.
That's the thing. I think even if the Lakers, I don't think they'll have their pick in that case.
Are they slated to lose that pick if it's at a certain height?
I'm about to look into it now. Give me 1 second.
Because that would make this even more interesting. Because then I guess if that's the case, right, are we talking about Bronny possibly being a second round pick then? Because that's kind of where my next question was gonna be. Is Bronny gonna be kind of in that second round and the Lakers have the 55th overall pick via the Los Angeles Clippers? Is he kind of going to be a second round pick where
that's what I'm thinking?
He's basically the end of the draft, but does somebody take him in hopes of swooning LeBron to free agency? Right. I guess if you're in this draft, if you are trying to look at some of these like mid to high level teams, if you're Cleveland at 20, to get LeBron James to come home, if you're Cleveland at 20, do you take Bronny James? I know, but you know who's coming with him.
But that's the thing too,
there's
though.
Only certain places where it'd be like,
I get that, but LeBron, but Bron coming with Bronny to the Cavs, are we saying that takes them from being a team that struggle to get past Orlando Magic to a team that are we looking them to do anything really in the playoffs?
LeBron is still playing at a level to me that they're in with how these playoffs have gone and who Cleveland is playing. Cleveland's got? Who does Cleveland have right now? Cleveland has why am I blanking on the playoffs right now? They're actively playing. They got Boston. We're probably in the same spot. I think Orlando gets handled. Kind of how they did, but maybe a little less struggle. And then they got Boston.
But the thing, though, is that it's not just as simple as just adding LeBron James. Unless he plans on taking the minimum to play with his son, you're then looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers to have to dump off Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell, their salaries, and get not much back in return to be able to sign LeBron James.
Well, I think they are moving on from Donovan Mitchell. I think that they're not.
Yeah,
I think they don't
not
really have a
necessarily in
say
the
in
salary dump though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the difference there.
Sign and trade with LeBron, Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers.
That's the thing. I don't see that.
Is it
really
a dumb trade? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So
but I think here's the thing: if you're Cleveland right now in the position you're in, you have Darius Garland. Again, I don't think Bronny works well on that team because Bronny's not the shooter. Darius Garland is not a shooter. He's better with the ball in his hands. I want to see him finally be able to be the point guard. But if you're Cleveland and you realize, right, this is about to get ugly. Mm-hmm. Darius Garland isn't the player that you can just go out there and say, we're going to build around you and we're going to be a top 6 seed or a top 3 seed in the East, right? Like you're trying to get better. You're about to lose Donovan Mitchell, who helped you get a lot of that. And I believe they are going to lose him because Donovan just like he's playing well, but like the entire time, I just feel like he does not want to be going home to Cleveland right now, dog. But if you're losing Donovan Mitchell for nothing, or I can lose him to go get LeBron again.
But that's the thing. He's not a free agent, so you're not losing him for nothing. They technically have him under contract for 2 more years. So if you trade, you have that control. You're getting
he's got a player option next year. He can opt in or opt out. And the belief around the league is that he's going to opt out of $37 million, which let me ask you, how much you got to hate a place to leave $37 million on the table?
Well, and his opt out is at the end of the 2025-26 season. So they still have him under 2024-25. So you still have a year of control. That could be your year where you're trying to move him to get something back rather than dump it to sign LeBron. So you're basically saying at that point, we're trading Donovan Mitchell for Bronny James and LeBron James.
Yeah.
In 2024, the year of our Lord.
I didn't say it was a smart trade. I said that you realize kind of the situation you're heading for. And the other thing, I'll say this. You do have to change something because I get it. They're still in the playoffs, but let's be real. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell do not work.
I'll give them credit. They work better than I initially thought they would when they built that team together. When they first made that trade for Donovan Mitchell, I said, I don't see any world in which they are going to have any type of offense that makes sense. And to this credit, Donovan Mitchell sacrificed a little bit while we're finding his game and figuring out a better way to play with Darius Garland. But it's still one of those things where it's like you can make it work for a little bit for a while, but how much is it really working if you're going to be a first or second round exit every year?
Well, the problem is you basically make it work is Darius Garland takes a back seat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Darius Garland's a dude that every now and then he pops for a 20-point game, but realistically, you're seeing Darius Garland be a 14, 15-point scorer on a night in, night out basis. Darius Garland was a dude that was putting up 20 plus average for sure before Donovan Mitchell got there. And then, he was trending towards a player that you were like, yo, we might have another, not a Kyrie Irving, but another player of that ilk that he can be that level of scorer. He can be that level of an offensive player, that level of an offensive threat. You stifled all of that when you brought in Donovan Mitchell, and we've seen it go the other direction this year because Darius Garland isn't as good as Donovan Mitchell, so he has to take the back seat a little bit. Yeah. If you got one of the two guys here who want to be there, I think they're a better version of now a much better version because I think you have better players, but a better version of what Atlanta has. Like where you just look at it and you're like, basically one of you has to die. Well, Atlanta just never like Trey and DeJounte was like, well, Trey and DeJounte both was like, no, I'm gonna get my shots.
Outside of that, and I also think that DeJounte literally was like, y'all brought me in here because I'm a better defender, but y'all didn't tell me that Trae Young was just not going to try after I signed here. Like, what are we doing here? Trae Young is terrible defensively, bro. Like, you can talk, I get it, he's undersized and stuff like this, but there are absolute games where you just look at it and you could just see Trae Young just literally, as they were going down the court, said, I'll be on the other side when you guys are ready to let me know.
That game against the Bulls when they needed that big stop.
Trae Young is the perfect like black people will be like, hey, who all gonna be over there before that's Trae Young with defense. Like who all gonna be playing offense for him down there? I'm good on that. I'm good on
that. What position you play? I'm the point guard. You don't play that position. You need to play something else. Yeah, I mean, like that's Trae Young right now. I don't know, man. Bronny James not leaving the draft is very surprising to me. I thought that it was I don't know who takes him, bro. The Lakers being interested in him, I guess makes sense, but that feels kind of cop-out-ish to me too. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like you're just trying to prolong this inevitable of LeBron, please don't leave us. And no matter what, I don't foresee him being on the court. I don't know. Because the hope would be that he gets to learn from LeBron, but like he lives with him. He can learn from you know what I mean? Like that's let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like the hope of you drafting any young point guard or anything at this point in his career is like, you know, maybe he can come in here, he can learn from LeBron, he can work some things out, he can figure out his game, and he'll be fine. That's all we need to see.
But he lives with.
He can do this. He can do it at home. They go to the same residence.
That is hilarious, bro.
He goes to USC. Bronny James is not in the dorms. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, but accurate nonetheless.
Oh man. Hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in to Show of Love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We talked a little bit about the Atlanta Hawks and how bad they are. Maybe they can get a little bit better here, Haize. The Atlanta Hawks with an opportunity to add who we all believe is going to be Alex Sarr. But the number one overall pick to this team, first question to you that I think is probably the biggest question. Is the NBA lottery system broken? Because if you're the Pistons, you got to be pissed right now.
We talked a little bit about this off air, and the thing with this is that, like, you can't make it, to me, the NBA, because of one player being able to change the direction of your franchise so much. You can't make it to where it's just like, well, the teams with the bottom four records are picking in the top four. Like, you can't do that, right? So the lottery is kind of the best thing that I think the NBA could come up with. I would say this, though. I would like to see that if a team is in the lottery, let's say 3-4 years in a row, they get some less odds, because at some point you're just not trying anymore, bro.
Well, and that's I was gonna say, right, if there is kind of this, I mean, there's probably gonna have to be some kind of system in place, because like you said, there is a difference in having one great player versus not. But see, I don't know, man. Like I almost feel like if you're talking about adding parity to the league, because to me the lottery system is all about, we want the best teams to have a chance, or we want the teams that are on the bubble or on the cusp of being good to at least have a chance at going out there and adding, you know, a really good player. And listen, I guess in theory, I would rather have it where those teams do have a chance, but what are you rewarding at this point? I guess is my question. Are we rewarding losing? Are we rewarding? Because I'm not mad that the Atlanta Hawks got the pick. I may be one of the few, but I'm not mad at that, because I think that pick goes to a team that's on the cusp of something and you can improve your team. But what the lottery system says should be being rewarded is being the worst team in the NBA. The Pistons got 5. Great. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I've said this a couple of times. Here's my fix, and this may seem weird, but here's my fix. I was never a fan of the play-in tournament. To me, you have the tournament for the first overall pick. Like your play-in tournament winners, whatever that is, point margin, all of that, should be the teams that are competing for the first overall pick. Because those are the teams that are right outside of being playoff teams. What that's going to do is make your teams at the bottom do their damnedest to get to the play-in. You're not sitting there at the end of the season sitting LaMelo Ball because it's not important. You have to compete to win. My thing is the NBA is a league that kind of rewards not competing, and that's always been dumb to me. Or you added the freaking play-in tournament, make it that. Your top 4 teams in the play-in tournament get the top 4 picks in the draft. Now that may be a little bit more. That's a little more tough because good teams are going to be in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Good teams are going to be in there. So like, there's no perfect system. There isn't. Like, there is no perfect system. Either you do something like this where you're going to be talking about teams getting screwed just because of the odds and how ping pong balls fall and things like that, or you're into the system where you could theoretically have a team just intentionally tank because they're never going to get the number 1 overall pick. And listen, in the NBA, you get 2 top 5 picks right back to back. You completely change the direction of your franchise. So like, it's just,
why is it so tough to do like an NIT?
Because nobody wants to watch bad teams play basketball in the tournament in the NBA.
But if there's a goal towards it.
No.
I think the players wouldn't do it. I think the players wouldn't, because
you're adding more games for the players, but on top of that, like, I don't think that fans would like, yeah, let's watch a tournament with the worst 10 teams in the league plays. Like, I don't know if I want to watch that. It's bad basketball.
It's bad basketball for sure. But if you're and that's why I said maybe like something with the play-in. Like, to me, if you do something with the play-in tournament.
No, old school high school field day with the GMs from the teams.
You gotta employ talented GMs.
Whoever has the most gold medals at the end of the field day gets the number 1 overall.
Tuh. You gotta have athletic people in the front office now. You're doing a relay race with AK and Mark Eversley. Is that what you're saying right now, dog?
That would be hilarious.
You getting a 3-legged race in there where they got the inside leg tie. You got AK and Mark Eversley inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside.
But I tune in for that.
I'd watch it. The ratings would be through the roof.
Could you imagine Pat Riley at a field day?
Oh, he's dying. He would die.
Crazy.
He would die because he'd be competing hard than a mug, but he'd fall asleep halfway through and miss out on the trade. No, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not. What's weird about it is, like, Atlanta gets the first overall pick. The part as a Bulls fan that I'm upset about is that if the Bulls lose a little bit more, they get the first overall pick, or they have a chance to get that pick, and that's how I felt this year. But I just feel like the lottery system is keeping your mediocre teams mediocre. Or I shouldn't say your bad team's bad. Because, but see, that's tough too. Because on the flip side of that, the Pistons have won this thing multiple times, and they have screwed every player that has come there.
See, that's the thing. Like, there's no perfect system. There's no perfect way to get it. But at the end of the day, like, this is where it goes back to. You just got to scout well. I mean,
is Detroit bad because it's also Detroit, though?
I mean, yeah, it's probably some karma there. Like, you can't live in a city that I honestly should be.
Jesus, I didn't mean that. Like, they did diss the sign. They dissed the sign that they got. Have you heard the diss song for the Detroit sign?
I have not. That's crazy.
Bro, there's a full diss song for the Detroit sign that they put up. But like, I almost feel like Detroit's bad because they're getting young players, but also it's Detroit. Nobody wants to live there. Like, nobody wants to play there.
That's why they'll never be a free agent destination for real. Because like, who like that? Listen, you saw what happened to Ben Gordon's life after he willingly signed in Detroit.
Yeah, he's in jail. Oh, he might be out now. I think he's out. He's
Jesus
out. Wait.
Christ.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant. I thought that's what we were talking about.
Jesus Christ, that's hilarious.
Oh, these are jokes, people. But no, I just think that, like, if the Bulls had Cade and the Bulls had Jalen Duren and the Bulls had Jaden Ivey, and you could see what all three of them are doing, and maybe they're still struggling, but you see a future with these young pieces, I believe that you could get free agents to come here. I think people would come here and say they're building something young and moving in the right direction in Chicago, and in Chicago, I would live in Chicago.
Yeah,
like I think the lottery also that's what's so weird about it. Like, the lottery also plays into, like, where is it? Like, Atlanta's gonna be fine. when people when they get Alex Sarr and it's Trae Young and Alex Sarr and Clint Capella and all these mugs, you're going to see people be like, no, I'll sign in Atlanta this offseason.
Yeah, and then as a workman committee, they have Dwight Howard there, and then now.
Oh well, the old super goat. Outside of the NBA draft, dog, and Atlanta getting the first overall pick, we got the NBA playoffs going on right now, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is the best playoffs I've seen in a long time. Like this, the playoffs this year feels like, you ever play 2K and like you're just sitting there and you're like, I'm kind of like, I'm through this. Let me just sim the season. I know I'm making it. It is what it is. So you like sim the rest of the season, and then you like start simming rounds of the playoffs because you just want to get to the finals and get it over with. You know you're going to make it. And then you're like, what the heck are the Timberwolves doing in the Western Conference? Well, like, see, why are we what we got Pacers Knicks? We haven't seen this in 30 years. What do we got going on here?
Competitive series at that. This playoffs has been, the second round has been really fun. The first round kind of went the way that you expected it to go in most cases, right? But this second round has been so fun to watch, man. And it's like really any given day, the chess match aspect of it all, things like that. Like the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves, they went in, they snatched home court advantage away from the Denver Nuggets, and the Denver Nuggets said, "Hey, excuse me, that's ours. Let us get that right on back. Thank you very much." Even the New York and Pacers series, right? Yeah. That series started off with Tyrese Halliburton. He was averaging less than 16 points in his playoff games up until that point, and then all of a sudden in Game 2 he woke up, and now it's a competitive series again, right? This is fun. This is what basketball is about, man. I really enjoy it when it's like this.
I think that's the thing too. We've seen the adjustments. We've seen the chess masters in all of these series. I mean, Boston was up 2-0. You saw Cleveland respond there, right? In Cleveland and finally be able to get one. You watch the Knicks series. We thought it was over. Like a lot of people looking at the Knicks series and they're like, it's competitive, but like Indiana don't got enough firepower. They don't have enough defense to go out there and actually like it. All of a sudden now that series is 2-2. Timberwolves Nuggets is 2-2. The Nuggets look dead the first two games. I mean, legitimately, it was like the second game, I literally was sitting there having a twofold conversation because I knew Jokic was going to win MVP. So I'm like, this is a 3-time freaking MVP. But also, he's taken 13 shots in a game versus a team that he's averaged 30 plus against. Unacceptable. You know what I mean? And now in the last two games, I'm sitting there like, oh, he's woken up. Maybe he heard me. I mean, I don't know what it was. But like that, you look at Mavs Thunder. Mavs Thunder has been like, I almost feel like the Thunder are the underdogs in this series and not the Mavericks, even though they're 5 games back, even though it's a 5-game difference basically, but they're the first seed, they're the 5th seed. Yeah, I mean, like this has been the best. This has been the best playoffs I've watched in a little while that to me didn't have answers. Miami last year running through everything was really cool, but all the teams that Miami beat outside of Boston, I was kind of like, I don't think y'all really got the firepower to actually go out here and beat Miami.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't surprised when they beat Milwaukee.
Yeah, and honestly, the second round series, I can see any of these teams winning this. Like any of these teams winning it. It's I think it's telling that after 3 games, every one of the series, we're all 2-1, right? So and now so far the ones that have finished, they're 2-2. We could literally see. I would not be surprised if every series in this round goes 6 games.
I think Cleveland's the only one I think won't. I think Cleveland
could steal another one because that's all they got to do is they just got to steal one more.
I don't think Cleveland. I think Boston can take care of business versus Cleveland.
Okay.
Now I've bet on Boston before and have absolutely been burned by that. So it wouldn't surprise me if they like crap the bet completely, but
a lot of people get burnt in Boston. I heard that's a lot of things that happen.
Is that a thing? Is that a problem in Boston? Is there a high rate in Boston of burnage?
Yeah, there's a high burnage rate in Boston. So.
That's tough. That's tough. I would have thought that was a Detroit thing, but
I mean,
no,
there too.
I mean, But no, realistically, like the biggest thing for me with the Boston Celtics, the biggest thing for me with all of these series is just, are you going to live up to the hype that you built? Right now, the Timberwolves haven't. I mean, I think that's the funny thing about that T-Wolves Denver series, right? Like, they built the hype. It was like, there's no way they're going to lose both at home. They're going to get one. You got Mother's Day. You know what? Of course, everything that Anthony Edwards probably was dealing with yesterday with his mother passing, I believe, on Mother's Day.
By the way,
he was in 8th grade.
I know we're talking about sports here, but Soulja Boy saying Happy Mother's Day to Metro Boomin was kind of wild yesterday too, bro.
Wait a minute, I missed this.
Yeah, you know Metro Boomin's mom passed away. And so Soulja Boy said happy Mother's Day to Metro Boomin, knowing his mom passed away. That was a little bit of it. That's wild, bro. I get it. Was
it a tweet, or was this intended as beef? Or
oh yeah, because so Soulja Boy found a 12-year-old tweet that Metro Boomin made about something about I get to make beats for Jeezy. You're hoping for a call back from Soulja Boy. 12-year-old tweet, but Soulja Boy just saw it and decided now he's going to be pissed off about something that was said 12 years ago.
That sounds like Soulja.
Oh yeah,
that checks out.
It's on brand for Soulja Boy.
That's on brand. That's a wild tweet.
That's a wild tweet, bro.
A happy Mother's Day tweet, and you know his mom's passed away. Yeah, nah. I got to send people to your front door.
Yeah, oh yeah. See, and people are way too comfortable nowadays doing stuff that should really end in a fight, but they just know that people aren't going to fight. It's just wild to me, bro.
Well, if I'm not mistaken from this, didn't Soulja, because this is what I saw yesterday, didn't Soulja say he would fight Metro?
He said that, but Soulja says he'll fight everybody. He doesn't ever.
I think usually the other people don't go through with it, though, don't they?
No, Soulja's just been living off that one time he shot the intruders that broke into his home. He's just been living off the hype from that for like 10 years at this point, bro. It's like,
another dude came out the side room.
It's like, I hope that's not how you shoot, Soulja Boy. Got mad questions if that's the case.
Hey, what was the rap battle when Twerk was doing the he was doing the New Jersey Twerk was doing the preview for it, but he was like, who hold a gun like this, bro? Like, if you walk up to me with a gun like this, I swear on my mother, I'm gonna hit you dead in your mouth, bro.
That sounds accurate.
That's how I view Soulja. Just it's that one, and then it's the other one where he was like, and then he had the other nigga over here. He had him in a full Nelson, so I swing my feet to the side. Like, bro,
yes, bro, that's crazy.
Those are the goated clips. Soulja's wild, though.
Soulja's wild, man.
Oh God, Metro winning, bro. Metro's winning.
Hey, bro, BBL Drizzy. The fact
BBL
that
Drizzy going up,
bro. Did you see the BBL Glizzy Oscar Mayer posted?
I did see this,
bro. I'm like, no, bro. Like, this is where we are now in this. It's crazy. Drake lost.
Yeah,
Drake lost.
Yeah. Bro, Drake lost so bad. Like, me and you were talking about this, bro, because I was sitting out there cutting the grass the other day. And of course, right, the beat comes on. I'm sitting there listening to Not Like Us. And I'm not one, I don't have a dog in the fight, so I'm not sitting here on the Drake side, on the freaking Kendrick side. I could care less. I love that there's good music on both sides. You know when Not Like Us hits the hardest? When you play Family Matters right before it. When you get that grouping of both of them together, and it's like, man, Family Matters slaps, bro. This mug is oh my God, here we go. Yeah, like it's fire. But, bro, when the HBCUs get a hold of Not Like Us, bro,
it's over with, bro. It's literally over,
bro.
It's done.
I saw Drake posted yesterday, and he said, "This was what he said, it was like good sparring session. Now we on the summer, or something like that.
Summer vibes.
When winter get here again, my boy, you know they're warming that up right now." The trumpets are getting themselves ready. The drummers are figuring it out right now. They're like, how we want to hit this with a cadence,
you see the woman who was in college, and she was like, I don't think Kendrick understands what he did for bands. And she hit just the trumpet. And I was like, hey, bro, this is going to be crazy.
Talk. Every rivalry game that is a home game.
That's a
every
fact.
Homecoming in high school, bro.
That's an absolute fact.
Single one. You gonna have these bands out here blasting Not Like Us every single year. This may go down as the greatest diss track of all time, bro. Not because of the actual, because I said this before and I was like, bro, like, y'all don't understand. Like, it's a different era right now.
Yeah. As a diss track, it's cool, but it's the combination of the beat, the chorus,
the longevity.
You have 50-year-old housewives right now saying it's probably a minor. Like, you're never gonna get away from that.
Bro, you hit on every grouping though. The steppers are in on this for sure in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You definitely about to get a now step this way, step that way. Are you my friend? Some DJ is about to remix that and have a full 6.5 minute stepping session at the Blue Note. You know what I'm saying,
bro?
It's done. I don't think he realizes how far this diss was gonna go. This may be the greatest diss track of all time, bro, and I'm not mad at him for it. That mess was hilarious. Drake, just start singing again, bro. Yeah, I mean, what was it? When a good thing goes bad.
Well, remember after he lost to Pusha, he said that's when. After that's where he made Nice for What. So I'm sure he's gonna make another chick song for the Hot Girl song.
No, Nice for What was already out.
No, it wasn't. That came out on the album after Drake literally said it. He said the energy after that battle, he went out and recorded Nice for What.
Because see, I thought that was before, because I remember hearing that. Oh, what was the other song he had out there? Oh no, was it God's Plan?
Yeah, God's Plan was out before.
God's Plan was out. Because I remember I was sitting there and I was just like, he's sitting there a little too positive on these last 6 tracks.
Yeah.
What's about to happen? And then like the kid popped up and I was like, I knew it. I knew it was something in the closet that he knew he was about to have to release a statement on.
Yeah, so
that moment, whenever must start talking about God on 2 tracks or more and you're not Chance the Rapper, I'm like, all right, it's some dirt coming up.
Perspective. Story of Adidon, the diss from Pusha T dropped May 29th, 2018. May 29th, 2018. And Nice for What dropped 14 days later.
You know what I say about this, though? You know what I say about that? And this is why I give Drake all the credit. I know a lot of hip-hop heads don't like Drake. I know a lot of people don't rock with Drake in the hip-hop culture. They say pop, whatever it is. As an artist who involves himself in rap battles and goes toe-to-toe with a lot of these mugs, nobody bounces back like Drake. Nobody bounces back as well.
You're
as
right.
Like Drake bounces back.
I gotta correct myself.
#1.
Nice for What was out before Story of Adidon. In My Feelings is the one that dropped. After
In My Feeling, another one that had Muggs wilding though. But yeah. I thought Nice for What, because there was God's Plan and Nice for What, and I was just that's a lot of like niceness going on. What's the game plan here, bro? Nobody bounces back like Drake. I gotta give him.
That's because most of his fan base doesn't care about a rap, but he can lose. And drops the next one singing. They're not thinking about that. They don't. But care.
I don't think anybody is. I think that's the good thing about music now, right? Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. For probably until he got with Hit Boy, if you just randomly saw somebody or if somebody just randomly put on Nas, the Nas versus Jay-Z debate always came up. And you would just be like, remember how Jay cooked it? Like, it was crazy. It was insane. But then Nas got him, and then Jay got back. But then it was just like, but then, it kind of fell off a little bit, the beat selection, all that. Like, it always went to that. Now, like, no matter who lost this, we were playing Kendrick's next album.
Oh, well, the thing is, you talked about this when this beef first started. The era of rap beefs ending people's careers done.
There's no Ja Rule.
Unless Kendrick's allegations are proven fact that he said about the minor joints, it was never at a threat to end Drake's career, and vice versa. Never.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing, because if I'm not mistaken, the wife beating allegations are true. Nobody cared.
What? I don't know if those have been proven yet, but
I think wasn't that like a part of Kendrick's last album, Mr. Morales? Wasn't he talking about like how him and his wife was into altercations and he had to grow as a man to get over all of that?
Well, he was talking about verbal alter. That's why he had this whole song where it was just arguing.
Yeah. I thought there was more on that, but
no.
Thought there was more on that. I thought there was more on that.
Jesus Christ, Pat.
I thought, hey, listen.
You can't argue without beating your wife.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Whether it's true or not,
nobody cares.
Look at Twitter as the reaction. Muzz was like, oh, he beat his girl. Hey, sometimes you gotta. It was like, wait a minute, what are y'all talking about, bro? No, there's no sometimes you gotta. Like no, dog. Like Twitter, the Kendrick fans, I ain't gonna lie. The funniest part about that whole beef, and we mad late on all this, but it is what it is. The funniest part about that whole beef was that was the Kendrick fans calling out Drake fans for defending Drake no matter what. But anything Kendrick put out, they was riding for the bro. Under the comments, it was all Kendrick fans on Drake music, and under Kendrick's comments, it was all Drake fans.
And here's the thing: I don't even think it's the fan. The stands of both completely.
The stands, yes.
The stands, like it just complete. Like people who were trying to say "Family Matters" isn't a great diss track. Shut the hell up. That would have literally took 99% of rappers out of the beef. Yes. That would have been it.
Yes.
You can't say that Family Matters isn't a great diss track, bro. It's just that, and I wouldn't even say necessarily that Meet the Grams is a better diss track, but it took all the it was a better. He strategized better. It took all the momentum away from it, bro.
Bro got dissed to a 6-minute saxophone, bro. Yeah, like bro made a diss track that had you holding your babies close. You know what I mean? Like I went upstairs. I just started holding Aria as I was listening to it. I was just like. We just got to make sure that we stay together, baby. We never gonna let nothing tear us apart. We're a family. I'm always gonna be here for you. You know what I mean?
I'm always gonna be here for you. I love you. Do you know the love I have for you? This man had a whole diss song talking to his mama, bro. That's crazy, man.
Oh, dog. What a time, bro. What a time. Hey, man, let's get up out of here. We appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking with us. We are back. We are better than ever. We're going to be recording midday. So as you can see, like them first few episodes, I ain't going to lie. We both was kind of sleepy in them mugs. We're going to get a midday pod in where we can drop this mug for y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For Haize, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, man. Views from the Bleachers Podcast. Y'all stay safe. Peace.